My chosen vessel, today is not an ordinary day. This is not a random message. This is not coincidence. This is not algorithm. This is divine timing. God is saying, today will be a very surprising day of your life. Big good news is coming to your home. And if your heart is beating a little faster right now, that is not fear. That is confirmation. There are days written in heaven that look normal on earth until suddenly everything changes. Today is one of those days. You woke up thinking it would be routine. Same walls, same rooms, same phone, same problems. But heaven has marked this date. Angels have been assigned to your address. And yes, your home, the very place where you have cried silently, where you have prayed when no one saw you, where you have felt alone, that is the place where good news is about to land. Archangel Michael is standing as a guardian over your doorway right now. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Today. Something has been delayed, but it was never denied. The enemy thought it could distract you long enough so you would scroll past this message. Because if you skip this, you disconnect from an appointed moment of awareness. Not because the blessing disappeared, but because preparation matters. Listen carefully. There is a knock coming. It may not be physical. It may come as a phone call, a message, an email, a sudden opportunity, a conversation that shifts everything. And it will not look dramatic at first. It will look simple, but it will carry power. For months, you have been carrying silent pressure. You have smiled in public and cried in private. You have questioned God when you have asked, is it ever going to change? And heaven has heard every whisper. Today is a surprising day because what you stopped expecting is about to show up. And here is the mystery. The good news is connected to your home. Not just a building, your atmosphere, your family, your stability, your peace. Something that tried to disturb your household is being overturned. Archangel Michael hath been assigned to cut off hidden negativity around your living space. There have been unseen resistance around your house, strange tension, sudden misunderstandings, unnecessary stress. You thought it was normal life, but spiritually it was pressure. And now God is saying, enough. A shift is entering your home. Pay attention today. Watch how conversations unfold. Notice who reaches out. Observe what changes unexpectedly. The surprise will not come with warning. It will come with confirmation. You are not watching this by accident. If you almost skipped this video, that was a distraction. Because heaven knows human nature. When hope is tired, people scroll. When faith is exhausted, people avoid expectation. But this is not the moment to look away. Something is aligning behind the scenes. There is paperwork being processed. There is a decision being reversed. There is a door quietly unlocking. There is a heart being softened. There is a financial shift being arranged. There is a truth about to be revealed in your favor. And when it happens, you will remember this moment. You will say, this is what God warned me about. Archangel Michael is not just a warrior in battle. He is a protector of destiny. And when destiny is about to accelerate, protection increases. You may feel restless today. You may feel anticipation. That is spiritual sensitivity. Do not ignore it. Your house has held your tears, and now it will hold your testimony. Your living room will hear laughter again. Your kitchen will feel lighter. Your bedroom will not carry anxiety the same way. There is a turning point today. But here is the key. receive it with expectation, not doubt. Because sometimes when good news arrives suddenly, people sabotage it with disbelief. They say it's too good to be true. But this time, it is not too good, it is long overdue. Heaven is correcting timing. Archangel Michael is clearing obstacles that you did not even know were there. Invisible battles have already been fought. What you are about to see is only the visible result. Do not underestimate today. There are 24 hours in this day, but one of those moments will stand out. One of those hours will feel different. One notification will carry weight. One conversation will shift direction, and it will connect to your home. Maybe someone is coming back. Maybe something is being approved. Maybe news you have waited for is finally arriving. Maybe a burden is being lifted unexpectedly. The surprise is good. Let that settle in your spirit. Good. Not confusing. Not harmful. Not painful. Good. You have seen enough disappointment. Today breaks that pattern. But there is something you must do. Stay spiritually alert. Do not let negativity control your reactions today. Guard your words. Guard your energy. Because when breakthrough is close, distractions try to create chaos. Archangel Michael is guarding your space, but you must guard your response. When the good news comes, receive it boldly. Say, "Thank you, God." Do not downplay it. Do not minimize it. Celebrate it. Because this is not random. This is restoration. And this is only the beginning. The reason this day is surprising is because it will mark a new chapter for your household. A shift in atmosphere. A shift in direction. A shift in stability. Something that has felt stuck will start moving. Today. Not someday. Today. Pause for a second. Take a breath. Whisper in your heart, "I am ready." Because heaven is moving faster than you think. This message found you for a reason. And what is about to enter your home will confirm that you were seen, heard, and remembered. The surprise is closer than your doubts. Are you prepared to receive it? Beloved soul, something is already shifting as you continue to listen. The moment you chose not to scroll away, you aligned yourself with a divine appointment. Many people felt a pull to click off. Many felt resistance rising in their mind. But you stayed. That matters more than you realize. God is saying that today carries a hidden appointment with favor. It is not loud yet. It is not dramatic yet. But it is forming. Think about the last few days. There had been unusual pressure, strange thoughts, maybe even sudden tiredness or emotional heaviness without clear reason. That was not random. When breakthrough approaches, resistance often tries to drain expectation. Archangel Michael has been standing guard over what is forming in the spirit realm. There are movements happening around your name. Conversations you are not in are turning in your favor. Decisions that once looked final are being reconsidered. You may not see it yet, but heaven has already released instruction concerning your household. Your home has been under observation in the spirit. Not in a fearful way, but in a protective way. There is a covering over your door. There is protection around your finances. There is divine attention on your family matters. Something that tried to enter your space has been blocked. Something that tried to create division has been cut off. And here is what is surprising. The good news may come from a direction you least expect. It may come from someone who was silent. It may come from a situation that looked close. It may come through a channel you almost gave up on. Do not let familiarity blind you today. Sometimes we miss miracles because they do not arrive wrapped in dramatic signs. They come quietly. They come naturally. They feel simple at first, but their impact is powerful. There is also a restoration element to this surprise. Something that felt lost is being restored. It can be trust. It could be opportunity. It can be peace. God is not only bringing news, He is bringing correction to what has been misaligned. You may notice your atmosphere feeling lighter as the day progresses. Pay attention to that. When Archangel Michael clears spiritual interference, there is often a sudden sense of clarity. Confusion begins to fade. Anxiety loosens its grip. You breathe differently. Today is not about random luck. It is about divine timing meeting preparation. And you are being prepared right now through this message. There is a reason you were instructed to open this quickly. Delay is one of the enemy's favorite tools. If you delay awareness, you delay readiness. But you did not delay. You responded. Now guard your mindset. If small inconveniences happen today, do not react emotionally. They are distractions. The real event is still ahead. The real shift is still forming. I want you to imagine your home receiving laughter again. Imagine relief replacing stress. Imagine checking your phone and seeing the message that changes your mood instantly. That imagination is not fantasy. It is rehearsal for manifestation. God is saying expect good. Many people expect problems because they have experienced problems. But if you expect negativity, you interpret everything negatively. But if you expect blessing, you will recognize it when it arrives. Archangel Michael is ensuring that what is meant for you cannot be intercepted. No one can steal what heaven has assigned to your address. No one can rear out what has your name written on it. Before this day ends, something will confirm that you were being watched over. And let me speak directly to you for a moment. If this message is resonating in your spirit, if you feel something stirring inside you, do not keep it silent. Like this video so the message spreads further. Share it with someone whose home also needs good news. Comment your expectation boldly. Subscribe to this channel and become part of this movement of faith. When you engage, you are not just supporting content. You are amplifying a prophetic atmosphere that reaches homes across nations. Join the membership if your heart feels led, because together we build a space where messages like this continue to flow daily. There is power in agreement. When you publicly align with expectation, you strengthen it. And trust me, what is coming next in this revelation will connect even deeper to your specific situation. You will not want to miss how precise this gets. The day is not fully unfolded yet. The clock is still moving. The surprise is still forming. Stay spiritually alert, because the next layer of this message will reveal why this good news had to wait until now. Faithful heart, now the deeper truth must be revealed. The reason this day had to surprise you is because if you had known the exact timing, you might have interfered with it through fear. Sometimes God hides the calendar from you so that doubt cannot sabotage destiny. What is entering your home today was protected in silence for a reason. There were forces that tried to delay it. There were moments when it almost seemed like everything was falling apart instead of coming together. You questioned why doors closed. You wondered why certain people distanced themselves. You even thought that maybe you misunderstood the promises spoken over your life. But heaven was not confused. Heaven was calculating. Archangel Michael has been contending in realms you cannot see. There was opposition around your breakthrough because this good news is not small. It does not only affect you, it affects your household. It shifts the emotional climate of your home. It resets the atmosphere that has felt heavy. It restores confidence where there has been silent insecurity. This is why the enemy tried to distract you today. If you had ignored this message, you would still receive the blessing, but you would not recognize its full weight. Awareness increases gratitude. Gratitude increases multiplication. Listen carefully now. The surprise is connected to something you prayed about repeatedly and then stopped mentioning. You told yourself, maybe it is not meant for me. But God recorded every word. Heaven does not delete requests. It stores them until the appointed time. Here's also a divine reversal happening. Something that looked negative is turning into advantage. A delay is becoming protection. A rejection is becoming redirection. And when the news reaches your home, you will see that what once frustrated you was actually guarding you. Archangel Michael stands as a protector of divine order. When timing is sensitive, he ensures that nothing disrupts the release. That is why you may have felt intense spiritual pressure recently. It was not punishment. It was transition. Transition often feels uncomfortable because it requires letting go of the old atmosphere before the new one fully settles. Your home has been in transition. You sensed it but could not explain it. Small changes, subtle shifts, internal adjustments. Now the external confirmation is coming. When the good news arrives, it will feel like relief more than excitement at first. A deep breath, a release of tension, a quiet realization that something has finally moved. That is how you will know it is from God. It will carry peace. And I must speak boldly here. Do not share your celebration with everyone immediately. Protect it. Some blessings grow stronger in privacy before they are displayed publicly. Let your home absorb it first. Let your family feel it first. Let gratitude fill your walls before you announce it to the world. This is sacred. Heaven chose your egress for a reason. Now, as this revelation settles in your spirit, there is something powerful about responding. If this message has prepared your heart, if you feel that today truly carries divine orchestration, then act in faith. Type "I received today's surprise" in the comments if this is speaking directly to your spirit. Blessing code 3481 has just been released over your household. As you type it, you are not just commenting, you are aligning your words with expectation. And now hear this carefully. When you sow into what feeds your spirit, you participate in spreading light to other homes waiting for their own surprising day. If this message has touched you, let your response become part of someone else's breakthrough. As it is written, give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not ancient history. This is God speaking into your present moment. If your heart is stirred right now, and you feel the whisper, "I want to help this message reach more souls," that is your confirmation. Sow your seed through super thanks or step into membership and become a pillar in this growing spiritual family. You can also use the PayPal donation link in the description to plant your offering. Every seed becomes light in another person's darkness. Do not treat this as a casual gesture. Treat it as prophetic obedience. As you give, may your home overflow. As you support the spread of God's word, may unexpected provision locate your egress. Let your generosity unlock multiplied favor. Now prepare yourself. The day is still unfolding. The surprise is closer than it was a few minutes ago. Archangel Michael is still standing at attention. And before this night falls, your home will feel the shift. Precious one, the atmosphere around you is becoming charged with divine movement. What began as a whisper is now forming into tangible reality. You may not see it fully yet, but you can sense it. There is a subtle urgency in the air. Time feels different today. Moments feel heavier, almost as if something important is waiting just ahead. This is not imagination. This is alignment. God is saying that the reason this day carries surprise is because it marks the end of a silent test. For a long season, you were being observed in how you handled delay. Did you grow bitter or did you grow deeper? Did you complain endlessly, or did you keep a small flame of faith alive? Even when you felt exhausted, you did not completely walk away from hope. That persistence have been noted in heaven. Archangel Michael has not only been guarding your home, he has been guarding your endurance. There were moments when you almost said, "I cannot do this anymore." But something inside you kept going. That something was divine strength. Understand this clearly. The good news coming to your home is not random favor. It is reward connected to resilience. You survived a season that was designed to teach you stability. And now stability is returning to you in visible form. You may notice something unusual today. People around you may act differently. Someone who was distant may reach out. Someone who was resistant may soften. An answer that was postponed may suddenly become available. This is the ripple effect of divine timing. When heaven moves, multiple pieces shift at once. There is also a financial undertone connected to this surprise for many listening. Not necessarily sudden wealth, but relief. A burden lifted. An opportunity opened. A solution presented. Your home has carried financial tension quietly. You calculated expenses carefully. You worried about sustainability. You questioned how long you could maintain certain responsibilities. God has seen that stress. The surprise may not look like fireworks, but it will look like provision. Archangel Michael stands as a defender against lack. When provision is assigned, interference is removed. That removal process has been happening behind the scenes. Obstacles are being cleared so that what is meant for you flows without obstruction. But here is an important instruction. Do not let fear sabotage the arrival. Sometimes when good news approaches, the mind tries to protect itself by expecting disappointment. You may hear an inner voice saying, "Do not get too excited." Recognize that voice. It is self-protection from past hurt. Today requires openness. Let yourself believe again. Let yourself expect again. Your home deserves to experience joy without suspicion. There is also emotional healing attached to this day. A conversation may happen that brings clarity. A misunderstanding may dissolve. An apology may surface. Or perhaps you will receive internal peace about something that once troubled you deeply. Not all good news comes in the form of external gain. Sometimes the greatest surprise is the removal of inner heaviness. Archangel Michael is cutting cords of past anxiety. The atmosphere of your house is being recalibrated. If you have felt restless at night, if your sleep has been interrupted, if your thoughts have been racing, expect that to shift soon. Peace is entering your environment. You must also be mindful of your words today. Speak life inside your home, even casually, even in small statements. Words shape atmosphere. If something positive begins to unfold, do not downplay it with sarcasm or doubt. Affirm it. Celebrate it. Strengthen it with gratitude. The timing of this message reaching you was not accidental. It came before the event so you would be spiritually ready. Preparation increases capacity. When the surprise lands, you will not panic. You will recognize it. And listen carefully to this. The blessing entering your home today is connected to future expansion. It is not isolated. It is the beginning of a sequence. What happens today opens the door to something larger in the coming weeks. That is why it feels significant. This is the first visible sign that a new chapter has started. Do not rush the day. Do not drown it in distraction. Be present. Observe. Listen. Feel the shift. Heaven is precise. Archangel Michael does not move without purpose. And your home is under divine attention. The hours ahead hold a moment that will separate before from after. When it happens, pause. Take it in. Let gratitude fill the room. Whisper thanks. Acknowledge the protection that carried you to this point. Because this is not just good luck. This is divine orchestration. And the day is still unfolding. Steadfast spirit, what is unfolding now is deeper than surface-level blessing. The surprise attached to this day is not only about receiving something new, it is about stepping into a different version of yourself. There is a shift happening within you at the same time something shifts around you. God is saying that your home is becoming a testimony zone. For a long time, your household has carried silent battles, not the kind everyone sees, but the kind felt in private. There were unspoken worries about the future. There were private prayers whispered late at night. There were moments when you stared at the ceiling wondering how everything would work out. Even laughter in your home sometimes felt forced because underneath it, there was pressure. That pressure is lifting. Archangel Michael has been assigned not just to protect your doorway, but to protect your destiny within those walls. Your house is not random space. It is sacred territory. It has absorbed your tears, your doubts, your hopes, and your persistence. And now it is about to witness your breakthrough. Understand something important. When good news approaches, there is often a final wave of subtle resistance. You may have noticed small irritations today, minor inconveniences, strange delays. Do not magnify them. They are signs that something significant is close. Distractions grow louder right before they lose influence. The blessing coming to your home carries confirmation. It will answer a question you have been asking internally, not necessarily with words, but with outcome. You will look at the situation and realize, God was working even when I thought nothing was happening. There is also restoration of dignity in this surprise. Some of you have felt embarrassed about certain circumstances in your household. Financial strain, relationship tension, career uncertainty. You compared your situation to others and felt behind. But comparison has no place in divine timing. Your story was never meant to mirror someone else's pace. Today begins a correction of that narrative. Archangel Michael stands as a defender of identity. When your identity has been quietly attacked by doubt, he intervenes. The good news arriving will restore your confidence. It will remind you that you are not forgotten. It will show you that delay was not rejection. You must also prepare your heart to handle elevation. When the shift comes, do not shrink back into old thinking. If provision increases, manage it wisely. If opportunity opens, walk through it boldly. If reconciliation appears, nurture it gently. Blessings require stewardship. There is something symbolic about your front door today. Whether literal or spiritual, it represents access. Access to change. Access to movement. Access to relief. Imagine Archangel Michael standing guard there, ensuring that what enters is aligned and what is misaligned stays out. That image is not fantasy. It reflects spiritual protection over your environment. You may also notice a change in how you feel about your home itself. A renewed appreciation. A desire to organize. A motivation to refresh your space. When internal atmosphere shifts, external environment often follows. This is part of the transformation. And hear this clearly. The surprise is not meant to create pride. It is meant to create gratitude. Remain humble. Recognize the source. When you acknowledge God openly inside your home, you strengthen the blessing. Speak thanks aloud. Let your walls hear it. Something else is happening quietly. The fear that once lingered in your thoughts is losing its authority. Fear about what if it never changes is dissolving. That internal narrative is being replaced with confidence that change has already begun. Archangel Michael's presence signals victory after resistance. It signals that unseen battles have concluded. You may not know the details of what was prevented, but one day you will understand how protected you truly were. As this day continues to unfold, stay observant. The surprise may not come with dramatic noise. It may arrive calmly. A simple message. A small envelope. A quiet conversation. A sudden solution. But when it arrives, you will feel the weight of it. You will sense alignment. And in that moment, something inside you will whisper, "This is it." Let yourself receive it without hesitation. Your home is transitioning from survival mode into stability mode, from tension into testimony, from waiting into witnessing. The night will not fall the same way it rose this morning. By the time you rest, something will have shifted permanently. Archangel Michael remains on assignment. Heaven remains attentive. And the surprising day you were told about is still unfolding in your favor. Courageous heart, you are moving closer to the visible evidence of what has been spoken. The energy around this day is intensifying, not in chaos, but in expectancy. It is as if heaven is leaning forward, watching how you respond in these hours before the surprise fully manifests. God is saying that the blessing attached to your home carries layers. The first layer is relief. The second layer is restoration. The third layer is acceleration. What begins today will not remain small. It will grow. It will develop. It will expand beyond this single moment. But before expansion comes, alignment must be completed. There are thoughts that must be released. Old conclusions that must be surrendered. For too long, you have defined your future based on past disappointments. You have said, things like that do not happen for me. You have quietly believed that major breakthroughs are for others, not for your household. That belief ends now. Archangel Michael stands not only as protector, but as remover of limiting narratives. The ceiling you felt above your life was never permanent. It was perception shaped by delay. And delay has reached its expiration date. As the hours continue, guard your conversations carefully. Speak positively about your situation even before you see full evidence. There is creative power in agreement. When your words align with divine intention, momentum increases. You may also feel an unusual calm settling in your spirit. That calm is confirmation. When God is about to act, anxiety loses its grip. The restless energy that once surrounded your thoughts begins to quiet. If you sense that peace rising, embrace it. It is preparation. There is something about this surprise that restores balance in your home. If there has been tension between family members, expect softening. If there has been financial strain, expect easing. If there hath been emotional heaviness, expect lightness. The shift may begin subtly, but its effect will be undeniable. Archangel Michael hath been cutting off interference that attempted to create division in your household. Misunderstandings that lingered will start dissolving. Words that were misinterpreted will be clarified. There is reconciliation energy in the air. And here is what is powerful. The good news will confirm that you were being guided even when you felt uncertain. Looking back, you will see small steps that position you exactly where you needed to be. What once felt random will reveal divine precision. Do not rush the unfolding. Sometimes we want everything instantly, but there is beauty in watching the pieces come together one by one. Pay attention to timing. Notice patterns. Observe how conversations align unexpectedly. These are not coincidences. They are orchestration. Now I want to pause and speak directly to you. If this message is strengthening your faith, if it is building expectation in your heart, then do not keep that fire contained. Like this video and let it reach someone whose home is also waiting for relief. Share it with a friend or family member who needs confirmation today. Comment boldly that you are ready for your surprising day. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss a divine appointment like this again. Join the membership if you desire to stand closer to this prophetic atmosphere and help sustain it. When you engage, you are not just interacting with content, you are participating in a movement of faith that touches households around the world. And hold on, because what is about to be revealed next connects even deeper to why your home specifically was chosen for this shift. The timing will make sense in a way you did not expect. There is also a personal transformation occurring within you. Confidence is quietly returning. Hope is rebuilding. The part of you that almost gave up is regaining strength. This internal renewal is just as important as the external blessing. Archangel Michael's presence indicates that battles have concluded in your favor. You may not see the full battlefield, but you are about to see the victory flag. The pressure that once felt overwhelming is losing power. Before this day ends, something will stand as evidence. It may not look dramatic to others, but to you it will feel monumental. It will answer a silent prayer. It will address a private worry. It will bring clarity where confusion once reigned. When it happens, remember this moment. Remember that you were told in advance so that gratitude would overflow instead of shock. The door of your home is symbolically open to good news. The atmosphere is shifting from survival to stability, and the surprising day continues to unfold with precision. Stay attentive. Stay expectant. Because the next development will reveal why this timing could not have happened any earlier. Watchful soul, the reason this day could not arrive earlier is now becoming clear. If the good news had come months ago, you would not have recognized its value. If it had appeared during your season of impatience, you might have mishandled it. But now you are different. Stronger. Wiser. More grounded. God is saying that preparation always precedes promotion. Your home had to go through refinement before it could receive restoration. The tension you felt was not meaningless. The waiting was not wasted time. It was shaping your perspective. It was teaching you endurance. It was strengthening the foundation of your household. Archangel Michael has been guarding that foundation carefully. A blessing without foundation can crumble, but a blessing built on endurance becomes stable. What is coming to your home is designed to last. You may begin noticing subtle confirmations. A conversation that aligns perfectly. A solution that appears unexpectedly smooth. A response that comes quicker than anticipated. These are not random occurrences. They are signs that alignment is complete. There is also something deeply personal attached to this surprise. It speaks directly to an insecurity you have carried. Perhaps you questioned your ability to provide. Perhaps you doubted your leadership within your family. Perhaps you felt like you were falling short in ways no one else could see. God has seen those silent thoughts. The good news arriving today will counter that insecurity. It will show you that you were never as behind as you believed. It will reveal that progress was happening beneath the surface. Archangel Michael stands as a reminder that divine protection surrounds not only your circumstances but your identity. The attacks against your confidence are ending. The narrative that whispered you are not enough is being silenced. Your home is transitioning from uncertainty into assurance. There is also a timing element connected to someone else in your household. The blessing may not impact only you directly. It may lift pressure from another person under your roof. It may bring relief to a spouse, a child, a parent. When one part of a household is strengthened, the entire structure stabilizes. Pay attention to shifts in mood inside your home today. You may notice lighter conversation, increased laughter, a sense of ease replacing tension. These are early signs of transformation. The surprise itself may come in a form that feels simple on the surface, but its ripple effect will extend far beyond this day. It will open doors that remain accessible in the weeks ahead. Today is the spark. The flame continues afterward. There is also a divine message in the way this unfolds. God is reminding you that He is not distant. He is attentive. The details matter to Him. The stress you felt about bills, relationships, or decisions did not go unnoticed. Heaven recorded every sigh. Archangel Michael's assignment over your home has not been temporary. Protection continues even after the breakthrough. This is not a one-day event. It is the beginning of sustained covering. Be mindful of gratitude. When the news arrives, pause. Do not rush past the moment. Acknowledge it fully. Let your household recognize it together if possible. Speak thanks aloud. Gratitude anchors blessing. You may also feel a desire to clean, organize, or refresh your space after this shift. That is symbolic of internal renewal. When the atmosphere changes, people naturally want their environment to reflect that change. And here is something important. Resist the urge to explain everything logically. Not every breakthrough requires complete understanding. Some things are simply divine timing reaching fulfillment. The waiting season is closing. The receiving season is opening. Archangel Michael remains vigilant, ensuring that what enters your home aligns with your destiny. By the end of this day, there will be a clear dividing line between what was and what now is. You will look around your home and sense the difference. Peace will feel heavier than stress. Hope will feel stronger than fear. Expectation will replace hesitation. The surprising day spoken over you is not fading. It is intensifying. Each passing hour brings you closer to the visible confirmation. Stay aware. Stay open. Because what is about to fully manifest will make you understand why every previous delay was necessary. Expectant one. The atmosphere has shifted enough now that you can almost feel the edge of the breakthrough. There is a quiet tension in the air, not the tension of fear, but the tension of arrival. Something is crossing from the unseen into the seen. God is saying that what enters your home today carries divine fingerprints. It will not be forced. It will not be manipulated. It will flow naturally, yet its timing will be too precise to ignore. You will know, deep inside, that this was arranged beyond human effort. The reason this surprise had to be sudden is because prolonged anticipation can sometimes invite interference. If you had known the exact hour, anxiety might have grown. Doubt might have whispered louder. But now it is unfolding in a way that bypasses your overthinking. Archangel Michael has completed a cycle of protection around this blessing. What tried to delay it has lost authority. What attempted to block it has stepped aside. You may never see the full picture of what was prevented, but one day you will realize how close certain obstacles came and how powerfully they were removed. There is a sense of restoration woven into this moment. Not just external restoration, but internal. You are rediscovering your ability to hope without fear. You are remembering what it feels like to expect good news without bracing for disappointment. That emotional healing is part of the miracle. When the surprise reaches your home, it will carry clarity. Something that felt uncertain will subtly make sense. A path that looked complicated will become simple. A weight you carried mentally will dissolve almost instantly. That is how you will recognize divine orchestration. There is also acceleration attached to this. Do not assume that today is the peak. That is the doorway. What begins now sets momentum for future days. Opportunities may connect. Conversations may multiply. Doors may open in sequence. One yes may lead to another. Archangel Michael remains positioned at the threshold of your home, symbolically and spiritually. Thresholds represent transition. You are stepping from one season into another, from strain into stability, from questioning into confirmation. You might notice that your perspective has already changed while listening to this message. That shift is not accidental. Preparation has been taking place in your heart. By the time the good news arrives, you are ready to receive it with maturity rather than fear. And now, before the fullness of this revelation settles, respond in faith. Type "My home is blessed today" in the comments if you feel this shift stirring within you. Lesson code 5927 is now activated over your household. As you declare it, you are aligning your voice with heaven's movement. Now hear this carefully as the atmosphere remains open. When you choose to support the spreading of messages like this, you are not funding a platform. You are fueling a harvest. Scripture declares, "Those who sow in tears will reap in joy." This is not poetry. It is a living promise spoken over you. The same God arranging good news for your home is inviting you to become a channel of good news for others. If you feel the inner prompting, "I want to help this light reach more homes," that is your moment of action. So through Sugar Thanks, step into membership and become part of the foundation that carries these words across nations. Use the PayPal donation link in the description and release your seed intentionally. Do not treat this as ordinary generosity. Treat it as prophetic participation. As you sow into spreading hope, may unexpected favor locate your address. As you water others with encouragement, may your household overflow with provision. Let your giving speak louder than hesitation. Act now in obedience. The day is not over. The surprise is still moving toward your door. Archangel Michael stands watch, and what began as a whisper this morning is becoming visible reality by the hour. Remain ready, because the final unfolding of this surprising day is closer than you think. Wake in spirit. By now you can sense that something irreversible has begun. The shift is no longer only a promise, it is a movement. Even if the full surprise has not yet fully revealed itself in visible form, the atmosphere around your home has already changed. There is a quiet certainty replacing old uncertainty. God is saying that this day was designed to restore your trust in divine timing. For too long, you measured progress by visible signs. When you did not see immediate results, you questioned whether anything was happening at all. But heaven operates beyond what eyes can measure. What you call delay, God often calls preparation. Archangel Michael has been overseeing a restructuring in your spiritual environment. Think of it as reinforcement beneath the surface. Weak supports have been strengthened. Hidden cracks have been sealed. Areas of vulnerability have been guarded. What is entering your home now is landing on solid ground. There is something profound about the way this surprise is unfolding. It is not chaotic. It is not overwhelming. It carries order. That order is a sign of divine origin. When God moves, there is alignment rather than confusion. There is clarity rather than panic. You may notice that your reactions are different than they would have been months ago. Situations that once triggered anxiety now meet calm response. Conversations that once created tension now feel manageable. That internal growth is evidence that you were being prepared all along. The good news coming to your home carries more than relief. It carries validation. It validates the nights you prayed when no one else knew. It validates the discipline you maintained when quitting felt easier. It validates the faith you held even when it felt fragile. Archangel Michael stands as a witness to that perseverance. Protection was not passive. It was active. There were unseen battles fought on your behalf. There were plans that did not succeed because they were not aligned with your destiny. You may never know the full extent of what was prevented, but you will see the evidence in what prospers. There is also a relational shift connected to this day. If there hath been emotional distance within your household, expect reconnection. If communication hath been strained, expect clarity. Sometimes the greatest good news is not material but relational. A softened heart, a restored conversation, a renewed sense of unity. Do not underestimate small signs. A simple smile, a lighter tone, an unexpected kindness. These are seeds of restoration. When nurtured, they grow into stability. You must also understand that gratitude is a protective force. When you acknowledge what has shifted, you anchor it. Speak thanks inside your home. Even if the surprise is still unfolding piece by piece, thank God in advance. Gratitude strengthens momentum. There is a reason the message emphasized urgency at the beginning of this day. Awareness changes posture. Because you were alerted, you have been watching differently. You have been listening more closely. That alertness positions you to recognize divine movement when it appears. Archangel Michael remains vigilant, but now his posture is not only defensive, it is celebratory. Victory does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it settles in quietly and transforms everything from within. As this day approaches its later hours, pay attention to what feels different compared to the morning. Is there more peace? More clarity? Less heaviness? Those subtle differences are not coincidence. They are evidence of shift. And hear this. What begins in your home does not stay confined there. When a household stabilizes, its influence extends outward. Your improved atmosphere will affect your work, your relationships, your decisions. Stability multiplies. God is not only surprising you, He is repositioning you. The narrative of constant struggle is being rewritten. The identity of always waiting is dissolving. You are stepping into a season where movement becomes more common than stagnation. Archangel Michael's assignment over your home continues beyond today. Protection remains active. Favor remains accessible. What has begun will not abruptly disappear. The surprising day spoken over you is not fading into ordinary routine. It is laying foundation for sustained progress. By the time you rest tonight, you will recognize that something essential has changed. Not everything at once, but enough to know that the turning point has occurred. Stay attentive in these file unfolding moments, because the next revelation will bring this entire day into full perspective and seal what has been activated over your home. Determined believer, you are standing in the final stretch of what was declared over this day. What began as a prophetic announcement is now becoming lived reality. The surprising shift that was spoken at the beginning is no longer distant. It is touching your atmosphere. It is influencing your thoughts. It is moving through your household in subtle but undeniable ways. God is saying that this moment is not just about receiving good news. It is about recognizing divine involvement in your daily life. For too long, you separated the spiritual from the practical. You prayed, but you did not always expect God to move in ordinary spaces like your living room, your phone notifications, your financial decisions. Today breaks that separation. Your home has become a meeting place between heaven's promise and earthly reality. Archangel Michael has been active throughout this entire process. Not dramatically, not visibly, but strategically. Protection, timing, alignment, restraint, acceleration. These have all been coordinated with precision. What you are experiencing now is the result of layers of unseen intervention. You may feel a new sense of confidence rising. That confidence is not arrogance. It is assurance. Assurance that you are guided. Assurance that you are not navigating life alone. Assurance that when pressure increases, protection increases as well. There is something important about this stage. You must resist the temptation to return to old mental habits. When something positive begins to unfold, the mind sometimes searches for potential problems. It asks what can go wrong. That reflex was developed during difficult seasons. But this is a different season. Train your thoughts to expect continuation, not collapse. The good news entering your home is stable. It is not fragile. It does not depend solely on human consistency. It carries divine backing. That does not mean challenges will never appear again, but it does mean that you are no longer operating from a place of constant vulnerability. Archangel Michael's presence symbolizes fortified boundaries. What once slipped through easily will no longer have access. You may even notice yourself setting healthier limits, saying no when necessary, protecting your time, guarding your energy. These are signs of maturity connected to this shift. And now pause for a moment. If this message has walked with you through the unfolding of this surprising day, if it has strengthened your faith and sharpened your awareness, then respond boldly. Like this video so it can reach another home that needs encouragement today. Share it with someone who had been waiting for a sign. Comment your testimony as soon as you see the confirmation fully manifest. Subscribe to this channel and remain connected to this prophetic atmosphere. If your spirit feels aligned, join the membership and stand as part of this growing community of faith. Your engagement is not just digital interaction. It is participation in spreading hope across households worldwide. And wait, because what I am about to reveal will tie everything together in a way you did not anticipate. The reason this day had to surprise you is because expectation without awareness can sometimes lead to self-sabotage. By receiving this message in stages, your heart has been conditioned gradually. You were not overwhelmed. You were prepared. Now, as the final pieces align, reflect on how different you feel compared to when this began. There is more calm, more clarity, less desperation, more gratitude. That internal transformation is part of the miracle. The good news connected to your home is not only about one event. It is about establishing a new pattern. Where there was stagnation, there will be movement. Where there was confusion, there will be direction. Where there was heaviness, there will be lightness. Archangel Michael remains positioned, not because danger is imminent, but because destiny is active. When destiny moves, protection stays attentive. You are no longer in the same emotional space you were in before this day began. Something inside you has shifted permanently. Even if the external manifestation continues unfolding beyond today, the internal turning point has already occurred. And that internal shift ensures that when the blessing fully lands, you will sustain it. The surprising day is reaching its sealing moment. The atmosphere of your home has been recalibrated. The narrative of your household has begun to change. Stay ready for the final confirmation that will seal this declaration and activate the next chapter over your life. Chosen vessel, you are now standing at the edge of completion for what was spoken over this day. The circle is closing. The declaration that began as a bold statement is now sealing itself through lived experience. Whether the full manifestation has already reached your hands or is arriving in these final hours, something undeniable has shifted within your home. God is saying that today was never just about one piece of good news. It was about restoring your expectation permanently. It was about breaking the cycle of constant disappointment. It was about teaching you that divine movement can enter your ordinary day without warning and change its direction. Look at how you feel now compared to when this message first began. There is less tension in your thoughts. There is more stability in your breathing. There is a subtle strength in your spirit. Even if circumstances are still unfolding, your internal atmosphere has already changed. That change is the foundation for everything ahead. Archangel Michael has not only guarded the arrival of this blessing, but has also guarded your transition into a new mindset. Because if your mind remained trapped in past fear, you would struggle to sustain future favor. Protection was not only external, it was internal. You may now see clearly why certain delays were necessary. If some opportunities had opened earlier, they would have collided with immaturity, exhaustion, or distraction. But now you are steadier. You are clear. You are more discerning. Timing aligned with readiness. There is something powerful about readiness meeting opportunity. When they intersect, momentum begins. That is what is happening in your home. Momentum. You might notice conversations flowing more easily. You might see plans forming with less resistance. You might sense that decisions feel simpler than before. This is not coincidence. It is the fruit of alignment. God is also sealing something deeper in your identity. You are no longer the person constantly waiting for something to go wrong. You are becoming the person who expects stability. That identity shift will influence how you handle finances, relationships, responsibilities, and opportunities moving forward. Archangel Michael remains vigilant, but his role now reflects reinforcement rather than rescue. The season of constant defense is giving way to a season of confident advancement. There is also gratitude rising in your home. Maybe it is quiet. Maybe it has not yet been spoken aloud, but it is present. Gratitude changes atmosphere more than any decoration or rearrangement ever could. It fills rooms with lightness. It dissolves lingering heaviness. As this surprising day nears its conclusion, reflect on the small details that change. Perhaps an unexpected message arrived. Perhaps a financial answer appeared. Perhaps tension eased. Perhaps clarity replaced confusion. Even if the change feels modest on the surface, its spiritual impact is significant. This was a marker day. Marker days divide seasons. Before this day, there was uncertainty. After this day, there is direction. Archangel Michael's assignment over your home continues into the next chapter. Protection does not expire when blessing arrives. It strengthens. Because what is being built now is meant to endure. And hear this clearly. Do not reduce today to coincidence once time passes. Remember it. When future challenges attempt to shake your confidence, recall this day as evidence. Evidence that God intervenes. Evidence that timing aligns. Evidence that your home is seen and guarded. The narrative of your household is shifting from constant survival to sustainable growth. You are not merely receiving good news. You are entering a healthier rhythm of life. The surprising element was necessary to wake you up to this transition. Had it come predictably, it would not have carried the same impact. But because it arrived suddenly, it broke through doubt. Now you stand in the quiet after movement, in the peace after pressure, in the clarity after confusion. And there is one final sealing that must occur, one final activation that will anchor this day permanently in your spirit and extend its impact beyond today. Prepare your heart for that final declaration, because what is about to be spoken next will not only seal this day but will open the doorway to the days that follow. Beloved child of destiny, this is the sealing moment. What began as a divine alert has now become a divine imprint upon your life. This day was not random. It was not emotional hype. It was not imagination. It was a marked moment in your journey, a day when heaven stepped into your ordinary routine and whispered, "I am still involved." Look back at how this unfolded. At the start, there was urgency, a call to pay attention, a warning not to scroll past what could shift your awareness. That urgency was not manipulation. It was protection. Because distraction is one of the quietest thieves of breakthrough. But you stayed. And because you stayed, your spirit aligned. God is saying that what entered your home today is only the first fruit. The surprising news, the relief, the clarity, the emotional shift. All of it is a preview of a new rhythm forming over your household. You are not returning to the old cycle of constant heaviness. You are stepping into steadier ground. Archangel Michael stands as witness to this transition, not as a warrior in emergency, but as a guardian of momentum. The battles that tried to exhaust you have lost their intensity. The tension that once hovered over your home has been weakened. There is reinforcement around your peace now. And here is the deeper truth. The greatest surprise today was not just what happened around you. It was what happened within you. Your expectation has been restored. Your faith hath been steadied. Your confidence hath been renewed. You no longer feel like someone begging for scraps of hope. You feel like someone positioned under divine attention. That shift in posture will carry you forward into the coming days. Do not forget this feeling. Do not dismiss this day later as coincidence. Anchor it in memory as a turning point. There will be future moments when doubt attempts to rise again. When it does, remember that this was the day you were reminded that heaven knows your address. This was the day your home felt a shift. This was the day relief replaced tension. Archangel Michael's covering remains. Protection remains. Alignment remains. And now, seal this in faith. Type "IT has shifted in my home" in the comments if you receive this final confirmation. Blessing code 8803 is now activated over your household. As you declare it, you are sealing this day with agreement. Now listen carefully as this final instruction flows naturally from what has happened. Today you witnessed how a single message can awaken expectation and shift atmosphere. There are countless homes still sitting in silent tension, waiting for a reminder that God has not forgotten them. When you choose to support this mission, you become part of delivering that reminder. The Lord says, "Cast your bread upon the waters, and it will return to you." This is not distant scripture. This is a living invitation. As He surprised your home with good news, He now invites you to help surprise another home with hope. If you feel the stirring inside you saying, "I want to be part of spreading this light," then act on it. So through super thanks, step into membership and stand as a pillar in this growing spiritual family. Use the PayPal donation link in the description and release your seed intentionally. This is not a casual donation. It is a prophetic act. As you give, may your home never lack. As you support the spread of God's Word, may unexpected favor pursue your household. As you plant into this mission, may open heavens respond over your finances, your family, and your future. You it now in obedience. The surprising day has sealed its mark. The shift has begun, and your home will not return to what it was before.